Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and a disaster in the making. It seems like Wizards of the Coast is really not doing very well right now. In fact, I just happened to check their stock, and their stock, Hasbro stock, fell short on Wednesday. It's underperforming the market, and this is after all the drama around Backlash over the OGL 1.1. That is the new version of the open gaming license that historically has allowed people to create their own supplements and content for D&D for years and years and years, and it allowed the community to grow exponentially, and Wizards really didn't have to do anything. But of course they decided they were going to get greedy, and they put out some language in this new version that basically says, hey, we want a cut of everything you make, and also, hey, we might be able to just take something you make because we're Hasbro Co. And we want to own all of it. And our IP is very important to us because we're going to make movies. Well, this isn't going to go very well for them because the Dungeons and Dragons movie that's coming out, what was it, Honor Among Thieves, looks like crap. It looks like a dumpster fire. It looks terrible. And the only people that would probably support this movie would be the passionate D&D player base. Well, they're ditching Dungeons & Dragons because of the backlash over OGL 1.1 and the non-apology that they issued the other day, basically saying like, oops, yep, we got busted. Sorry, guys, we got busted. We're gonna, make this sound a little bit better, and then we're gonna come back at you again with basically the same thing, just a little bit nicer version of it. Players are boycotting Dungeons & Dragons. This is not going to end well, guys, because this is why they're doing what they're doing. They want to make movies and TV shows and video games, and they want to own all of this IP free and clear, and they can't have rogues out there just doing their own thing. But they made their own competition, and their stock is not doing well. And we're going to talk about this. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 288,000 subs, almost 289,000 subs. So give us a sub, please. Make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube has been up to shenanigans this month. It is what it is, but just make sure you're still subscribed. Ring the bell for notifications. We've been talking a lot about Dungeons and Dragons lately, talking a lot about tabletop lately because of all this drama. And this is a self-inflicted mortal wound. I mean, I have never seen a company bungle things as badly as Wizards has over the last couple of months. I mean, they have been alienating their players left and right. Start with Magic the Gathering. They've been pissing off Magic the Gathering players. They've been pissing off retailers. Mainstream media has been calling them out for overproducing cards and flooding the market during the pandemic. And now they're coming for D&D. And they want to turn D&D into a Lord of the Rings type brand, even though it doesn't really have any like major recognizable characters. I mean, there are some from like Forgotten Realms and from Dragonlance and, whatever. But it seems like things are not going to work out very well for them. So this is coming from the AV Club. And I think it was AV Club or IO9 that broke the original draft of the OGL 1.1. And now they're saying, hey, people are boycotting this movie. They're boycotting the movie. They're going to boycott everything Wizards from here on out. And you did it to yourselves. And it doesn't matter if you come back with a kinder, gentler, better version or more stealthier version of that OGL 1.1. They're still not giving you their money because you've spurned this very passionate fan base, this fan base that has kept this brand alive for decades, even when it wasn't trendy to be a D&D player or a D&D fan. Now that things are picking up with Stranger Things, now that things are picking up with Critical Role, now you want to make a play like this to try to make sure you own everything, right? Including other people's stuff. And they're going to tell you no. They're telling you no. Critics of Dungeons and Dragons managed to get boycott D&D movie trending online. The controversy surrounding Dungeons and Dragons tabletop license is threatening to break entertainment. It is. Lots of media outlets talking about what a disaster this was, and they don't even cover tabletop. Like I mean, you Google news for Dungeons and Dragons, nobody's talking about the movie. Nobody's even talking about Critical Role really, or new products coming out. They're all talking about what a bunch of boneheads Wizards of the Coast are, how awful Wizards are. And I have to wonder if there's going to be, their convention's going to get boycotted, or, I mean, where is this going to stop? For a few months now, there's been a serious controversy brewing in the world of D&D as fans began to hear rumblings from D&D owner Wizards of the Coast, owned by Hasbro again. Their stock fell this week, and it's going to continue to fall, I believe, because the projections are not good, because everybody's looking at this situation like, man, you effed up with Magic and you're effing up with D&D, and that was a big chunk of your profits. Anyway, they said about the upcoming changes to the game's open game license, an expansive document that allows third-party publishers to use elements from the D&D rulebooks, classes, spells, monsters, etc., but also base gameplay rules like rolling a 20-sided die to resolve attacks or skill checks for their own content. And you can go do some research on that. Rumors spurred by leaked documents that the OGL might be revoked or significantly altered in the near future have already produced multiple apologies from WotC. Didn't go very well as real financial consequences, with reports that users have canceled their subscriptions to the company's online D&D Beyond service in response to the reports. And that's all they understand. That's all Hasbro understands, is losing revenue. And then today, angry users managed to get Boycott D&D movie at least briefly trending on Twitter. I know a lot of people said they were going to boycott it. The D&D movie is, of course, Honor Among Thieves, which looks like garbage. The Chris Pine starring upcoming heist movie that Hasbro et al. Are presumably hoping to use to wash the taste of the last live-action D&D movie out of everybody's mouth. It actually looks like more of the same. It looks like more of the same. If you were going to do this, just armchair producer here. If you were going to make a Dungeons and Dragons movie, why don't you take a cue from that Brazilian car company and make a D&D movie based on the cartoon show that everybody remembers and loves, and make it look just like the cartoon, which they did effectively. Just actually, you know what? Just fire all these people and go hire the people that did that car commercial, and you can go Google that. Go Google it. It's amazing. I would have paid good money to see that. I have no desire to see this. It looks very much like the last D&D movie, which was dog shit. And now nobody's going to go see it because the people that would have paid for it to support it are pissed off at you. Critics of the company are apparently targeting the film because they're pretty sure doing so is the best way to make Hasbro's leadership look inept in front of investors, identifying it as a weak point in the company's plate mail. Well, stocks are already falling again over Wizards of the Coast again. And all of this has happened on the watch of Cynthia Williams, right? Cynthia Williams, who, in my opinion, needs to go. As with any such trending topic, it's not clear how much sincere energy there is behind a boycott. The film comes out March 31st. Wizards did release multiple statements today, including a long apology from D&D executive producer Kyle Brink and a Twitter thread hoping to debunk rumors that the company has been ignoring player feedback for years. They went radio silent. They canceled a Twitch stream. They were going to do a Twitch stream last Friday. They canceled it because they didn't want to deal with the lynch mob. And I'm sorry, it is what it is. They're corporate cowards. They really are. So somebody is clearly paying attention, even if it's not clear what the protest movement will eventually amount to. So it's not going well, guys. I have no desire to see this movie. I don't know how it is trending, if it's trending, if people have any interest. I haven't heard any buzz about it whatsoever. And the only interest I have heard, in regards to this movie, comes from the tabletop community, which is absolutely furious at Wizards right now. Gen Con is going to be real fun this year, isn't it? Isn't that going to be real fun? I'm sure there's going to be a lot going on there. But there it is, guys. It is not going well. I don't know what you want me to say. This is who they are. I've been telling you for years, and people got on me for it, but I'm like, they're a corporation, they're part of Hasbro. This is how they're going to behave, and at the end of the day, it's all about the profits. So there we go. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.